Welcome to the web-based training on the Foreigner Registration (FRRO). By the end of this course, you will be able to define what are the FRRO and C forms, understand the FRRO registration process for foreign guests, and explain the purpose of Foreigner Registration (FRRO) for hosts in India. This course consists of 3 modules. Let's get started with the first module. What is the FRRO and what are C forms? Foreigner Registration (FRRO) requirements for Indian homestay hosts vary depending on the specific circumstances and the location of the homestay. However, hosts who accommodate foreign guests in India typically need to adhere to certain regulations and procedures to ensure compliance with immigration laws and regulations. As a responsible homestay host in India, understanding and complying with FRRO formalities is imperative. Let's decode the seemingly complex world of C forms and FRRO requirements to streamline the process and protect your homestay against potential complications. Following are some general guidelines and requirements to consider: registration of guests, document verification, notification to authorities, compliance with visa regulations, and maintaining guest records. In the first module, we will discuss what is FRRO and C forms. The Foreigners Regional Registration Office (FRRO) is an Indian government agency responsible for monitoring and regulating the stay of foreign nationals in India. FRROs operate under the purview of the Bureau of Immigration, Ministry of Home Affairs. They oversee the registration and departure formalities of foreign visitors and residents, ensure compliance with immigration laws and regulations, and provide various immigration-related services to foreign nationals. C forms, also known as Arrival and Departure Reports, are immigration forms that foreign nationals arriving in India must fill out and submit to immigration authorities upon arrival and departure from the country. These forms contain essential information about the traveler, including passport details, visa information, purpose of visit, intended duration of stay, and details of accommodation in India. Let's understand when is a host obligated to submit C forms. In India, hosts or accommodation providers are obligated to submit C forms to immigration authorities when they accommodate foreign nationals at their premises. Regardless of visa type, tourist, business, medical, etc., if you house an individual on a valid non-Indian passport, whether in hotels, guest houses, homestays, or other types of lodging, you are required to collect and submit C forms to the local authorities. Upon the arrival of foreign guests, hosts must ensure that the guests fill out the required C forms with accurate information, including passport details, visa information, purpose of visit, and intended duration of stay in India. The host has 24 hours after the guest's arrival to complete and submit this form. This strict time frame aims at safeguarding national security and tracking. Let's look at how to submit C forms in India. In India, the submission of C forms is facilitated by accommodation providers through a specific process. It's important for hosts to familiarize themselves with the procedures and requirements for submitting C forms and to ensure timely and accurate compliance with immigration laws and regulations. The first option is to submit the C form, E-FRRO. India's online portal simplifies the process for hosts. You can refer to the following link. The online submission of C forms is incorporated in a few steps. Registration. First-time homestay operators must complete this process. They should register themselves on the portal to gain login credentials. And next, submission. The online C form is relatively straightforward with fields for host details, guest information, passport and visa details, arrival and departure dates. Also, there is another available, which is manual submission, a rare case. Certain designated FRRO offices or police stations in remote areas still accept paper C forms. Seek local guidance if this might be the case in your locality. Moving on to the second module, we will understand now what is the E-FRRO registration process for foreign guests. Let's have a look at the processes. 14-day rule. Most foreign nationals holding regular tourist visas do not need to visit an E-FRRO in person if their stay within India is under 14 days. The host's timely C-form submission suffices. Foreign nationals arriving in India to stay over 180 days must obtain E-FRRO registration within 14 days of arrival in India. Exemptions: citizens of selected countries like the USA, UK, and Japan may enjoy extended tourist visa periods without the need for in-person E-FRRO registration. Up-to-date lists can be found on the E-FRRO website or obtained from E-FRRO offices. Longer stays and special visa types. If a guest's visa requires it, or if they extend their trip beyond the exempted period, an in-person E-FRRO visit may be necessary. As a caring host, inform your guests about this possibility upfront and direct them to official E-FRRO resources. The registration process involves the following steps. Complete the online E-FRRO registration form and schedule an E-FRRO interview. Online E-FRRO registration website. Generate a unique registration number by the system. Schedule an E-FRRO appointment. Attend and complete the E-FRRO interview with all relevant supporting documents. And the documents required for E-FRRO registration vary based on the type of Indian visa held by the E-FRRO registration applicant. We will now look at a few documents which are generally required in the registration process. Original valid passport and visa along with 4 passport size color photographs. Completed E-FRRO registration form. 3 photocopies of the relevant pages of the passport, photo page, the page indicating validity, page bearing the arrival stamp of Indian immigration. E-FRRO undertaking letter, 3 copies signed by Indian host, sponsor, guarantor, along with any valid identity document like election identity card, official identity card, PAN card, etc. Proof of residences. 3 copies of either electricity bill, telephone bill, municipal bill, certificate of municipal authority. Submission of letter from the hotel or receipt of payment is sufficient in case of registration on a tourist visa. E-FRRO registration fees ₹100. Additional documents may be required based on the type of visa held by the foreign national. If a person fails or is late in submitting the relevant details, E-FRRO registration attracts a penalty of $30, which is changed from time to time. Hence, it is important for all foreign nationals staying in India for over 180 days to obtain an E-FRRO registration as early as possible. In conclusion, as a host in India, it is essential to understand the E-FRRO registration process and comply with relevant laws and guidelines. By following the steps outlined in this article, you can ensure a smooth and hassle-free experience for your foreign guests. Furthermore, in the third module, we will discuss about the primary purpose of foreign registration (FRRO) for hosts in India. The purpose of FRRO is to monitor and regulate the presence of foreign nationals residing in the country for longer durations. FRRO registration ensures that foreigners abide by Indian law and maintain proper documentation. The following are some reasons for requiring FRRO registration, including national security. FRRO registration helps prevent illegal activities and maintains public safety by monitoring the movements and activities of foreign nationals. Immigration control. FRRO registration allows the government to keep track of foreigners entering and exiting the country, ensuring that they follow the terms of their visas. Data collection. FRRO registration provides the government with vital demographic and statistical data about foreigners living in India, enabling better policy decisions. Emergency response. FRRO registration facilitates quick identification and assistance of foreigners in emergencies, such as accidents or natural disasters. Crime prevention. E-FRRO registration assists police investigations by providing access to records of foreigners' addresses and contact information. Following are a few additional tips for Indian homestay hosts. Stay updated. Regulations evolve. Periodically check the E-FRRO website or consult FRRO officials for up-to-date instructions. Prioritize data accuracy. Double-check guest details against their travel documents. Errors can result in inconveniences or fines. And be a resource. Proactively advise long-stay foreigner guests to research if an in-person FRRO visit is needed for their particular visa type and duration of stay. Homestay hosts need to stay informed about the latest regulations and requirements for foreigner registration and immigration procedures in India. They may seek guidance from local authorities, immigration officers, or legal experts to ensure compliance and facilitate a smooth and hassle-free experience for their foreign guests.